All right, we're finishing up the Battle of Arras here in Blitzkrieg Legend. We have the barrage segment and the combat segment. We're in the combat phase now. Last turn was the German reaction phase. Now we're on the combat phase, and then we're going to go ahead and do exploitation, and we'll finish up with the cleanup. Our goal here is to basically separate trace supply from Cambrais over here and the Kleist group over here, as they say in the rules. The Germans can only draw trace supply from the supply truck extender, which is positioned here, right there. So we need to cut that off, and we score points. We get a VP for each of the following German units that is either destroyed, captured, or not in trace supply. Kleist Group HQ in the airbase here. So we just want to try to score some points, and anything other than, as long as we can get even half a point. It's half a point it's a quarter VP for each loss inflicted. So once we do that, the Allies, it's only half a turn, and the Allies can win. So it's been a long turn. These turns in this game can take a bit. I've spread it out over a few videos, so heavily edited, of course. And then I have to decide if we're going to do enemy at the gates next or Smolensk. I might do enemy at the gates. But I'll put up a poll if you guys even want to see more OCS. That's really up to you all. We moved some artillery in to try to get some DGs here. So we're going to be blasting with these guys. We have a lot of artillery, and we need to get some DGs on this stack, I think. We want to break through. I think this might be our best bet, is to try to land a DG here. You can only barrage a hex once, so you really need to make it count. I could try to split. That's a 5 barrage, and there's that 13 is the key. A 6 and over will give us a DG. There's no density changes there. The terrain that they're on is pretty wide open. Yeah, it's open terrain. I don't think that there is a 1 RE or less. All other sizes count as 1 RE. I'd actually be better off. I wouldn't get a shift if I bombarded that one. Because that's one, geez. Woo. We'll drop a, let me check the terrain real quick. Open. Let's drop some artillery. We need 2 T of supplies. We'll throw that from up here. We're going to hit this hex. All right, let's zoom in a little bit here. All right, I had the shaky cam turned on, and it was keeping me from pinch zooming. All right, okay. Here we go. 7. All right, let's move that out of the way. We're going to go here. 13, we're going to go down to 7. We did get a DG. That's going to DG that stack. That's what we were looking for. 3T, was it worth it? I mean, I guess it was, just to make sure that everything works out properly. All right. All right, we're going to DG that stack. All right, supply for a multi-unit barrage must come from the same HQ or from the same supply dump if no HQ is used. All right. Let me actually use that wagon. I want to do more? Of course I do. All right, so we DG'd that stack. That was quite effective. And remember, when you get a DG result, that affects everyone in the hex. All right, now that stack has half their combat barrage and movement values. They subtract 1 from action ratings. They aren't able to overrun or earn exploitation mode. Transfer points are exempt from DG results. Okay, so that was the effect that we wanted there. Maybe I just want to do a 10 and maybe hit this unit, but they would get that. I would still have a left shift. Right, let's see what I would need here. This is where you want to do a little bit of research. So that would be a 10. So 8 to 10. That 5 is probably not worth it. So the 10 would be 2T, but we'd shift over. We need 8 plus. It would be 2T, and we'd shift to the left. We would need an 8 plus. Is that worth it? All right, we'd have to use truck. We'd pull from this dump, so it'd be 1, 1/2, 2.5, or 2, 2.5, 3. So we're definitely in range to throw supply. We'll take the 2T from here. And I'm going to break some change down here. All right, that leaves 3 and 2T in that dump. And then we'll roll some dice here. The range is good. Let's see what we get. Can I get this in there? A 6. I blew it. It just didn't pay off. Okay. Blah. All right, let's go on and do that combat and see how we come out. All right, for simplicity's sake, I have taken the units out of the hex here. And this is the second motorized, so they're actually here attacking this hex. I've marked it. I've moved them off to the side here so you can get a representation of what's going on. The German units are DG'd. They still have very good action ratings. You're looking at a 4 and a 5 here. They are DG'd, so it's actually a 3 action rating and a 4. And then here's everything that's coming after them in that hex. So I'll pay for supply, and then we'll do the math. All right, the defender cost is 2T. I pulled from Cambrais. There's a wagon here. You could go a half, 1, 2, 3. So we can get there. And the attackers are just going to pull, it's 1T per attacking step. Hold, please. All right, I believe that's going to be 4. It's 1T per. I believe that's going to be 4T, right? Because each one of those is 1 step. You don't use RE equivalents. It's just 4. Each one is a step. So that's going to be 4. That will combat supply us up. Has no problem getting there. And then we just got to do the rest here. Yeah, the fuel, by the way, for these lasts until the next friendly cleanup phase. So this will last us the whole turn. But let's get back to the combat now. Sorry about that. Little interlude there. All right, we select a unit with for the AR to lead the combat. I'll just offset this. I'm going to move my blast marker back here. Any losses would have to come from that one first. We don't want to risk that 8. Okay. All right, we'll have 2nd Battalion lead this one, mainly because they're the weakest. The ARs are going to match up finally. Okay. All right, we'll be subtracting ARs from each other. This is reduced 1, so it's 4 minus 4, 0. No effect to the die roll. And Defender announces the terrain choices. Open. No choice there. All right, now we roll 2 dice. We modify by the surprise roll, which we determined already is nada. We get a 6. A 6. Okay, you want to consult this table here. Regular attack 10 or more. Attacker gets surprised 5 or less. Defender. I almost blew that. All right, no surprise either way there. All right, let's zoom back in here. I'm just doing this real fast. I should have done the combat or odds first. I'm sorry. I should be following the example in the book, but I couldn't help it. I get all excited about the surprise. Let me get the combat odds added up. All right, so for the odds, I get 22 to 2. These are half. That's 1 and 1. 11 to 1. Yeesh, we're looking for that exploit result here in yikes. Okay, 11 or yeah, I got 11 to 1 on that. You know, believe it or not, we're still on this table. I think I've got that figured out properly. Open terrain 11 to 1. Way over here. Let me zoom out a little bit. So open 11 to 1. I believe we're here on this column. And then we'll see what happens. We actually still made the chart, which is kind of amazing. All right, this should be a blowout. Let's get some dice rolling here. I think I figured that right. All right, we're on that table, and we're going to be rolling. An 8. AE4, DL102. All right, so we got to decipher that real quick. All right, that means that everyone with an action rating of 4 or more exploitation marked, which is exactly what we wanted. So we got that crucial exploitation, which means we just blew through those lines. All right, we got an exploitation marker. Okay. All right, the second motorized has an exploitation marker. That's pretty much what we wanted. You know, I think that's going to work well. Okay, the defender is going to lose a step. It has to be from your action rating unit. So we're going to lose the 37th regiment here, battalion, sorry. of the 7th Panzer just wiped off the map. We're going to lose that. Then we have an option 2, retreat or step loss. 2. All right, so we'll retreat back 2 to here. The 2nd Motorized will advance into that hex after combat. They still have exploit. Okay, next. We're probably going to do 1st Motorized here, north of Cambrai, to take out the 14th Regiment of the 5th Panzer. All right, let's give that a shot. 1st Motorized into the 14th Regiment. All right, we'll have the armored battalion here take the lead on this combat, and then we'll check for surprise and all that fun stuff. All right, I've put the marker where the combat's taking place here. If you want better effects, we could put a little explosion marker in there. How's that look? All right, let's do this. We'll go by the sequence again on the combat section. Look at page 13 in your OCS rulebook, and you'll want to follow along here with ground combat. They kind of lay out how to do everything for you. And it's a long section. The procedure is summarized here, but then it goes into depth further in. All right, we'll go back here at that. Okay, combat supply, the defender is 2T, but if it's 1 RE or less, the cost is only 1T. The regiment is equal to 1 RE, so that's only going to be 1T of supply, and it's going to be 3 for the attackers up here. I should note, in the last combat, there was a couple of things I missed when I rolled over here. I believe the Germans had an anti-tank effect, right? It was also open terrain. I don't know how I missed that. Oh, it's on the terrain effects chart. That's why. I didn't look here. That's my fault. Open would have been ×2, but with the anti-tank, it's ×1.5. I don't think it would have really mattered. So just keep in mind that I did have a red anti-tank effect. If you're wondering about that, see page 15. Heavy AT effects are given to all yellow-coded, red-coded units with tank symbols. Light are given to all red-coded units which do not have a tank symbol, such as Recon or Panzer Grenadiers. So it would have been just ×1.5. So the combat was actually way more brutal because I forgot the open terrain modifier because I'm an idiot. So just keep that in mind. I did catch it before you blast me in the comments. All right, now back to this combat. We're going to have the same thing here, but now the Germans are even worse off. We're going to have some ×2. This is going to be ugly, by the way. Yeah, that is mechanized. Okay. These are all ×2. Holy crap. 10, 8, and 16. This is going to be disgusting. I was wondering, yeah, so that combat over there is probably way worse, but we'll keep it. Just know that I fixed it. Wow. Yeah, we're definitely at 17-1, so we're going to be on the 13-1 column. We're going to be way over here. This should be a total destruction. Let's check for surprise. We have an even roll, and that's a 0 modifier. Let's check for surprise. Ooh, a 6. Uh-oh. Let me just double check here. Close, but no cigar. And there's no modifiers because our ARs are equal. And that unit was not DG'd, so there's no penalty there. Okay, so it's a straight up roll on that 13-1 table. And now I have counted in the open terrain with the armor and mech, so we're good there. The red background is mechanized on that unit. All right, and the roll is a devastating 9. That's going to be defender lose 2, option 2 DG. Yeah, so he's gone. And I think that's probably going to do that. They've already scored a ½ point there. Have the allies, and that's going to give an AE3. Oh, maybe the roll wasn't that good after all. It's an AE3 for the attacker. We're going to advance into that hex. All right, let's take this unit, put it in here, and they're just north of Cambrai now, and that is the 1st motorized. They get an AE3, exploit 3. Do I even need to continue doing the combat? I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't. But anyway, they got an exploit 3. Very, very nice. Okay, I think that's going to be it. I could swing over and do this side. I mean, you could go ahead and try to get to this Kleist group by hoping to blast this unit and maybe force it to retreat, move into the hex. You'd have to get an exploit result so then you could then attack that stack. Not sure I want to do all that on camera, but I am curious to see what happens over here. An amazingly successful result for the Allies. This could have been even worse. I forgot what I rolled in that combat, but let me see if the next table would have been, I think it was an 8. Yeah. It would have been defender lose 2. So if we were to properly do that, technically, if we go by the right results and double the armor, or times 1.5, it would have thrown us over to the next column, I believe. This unit would be eliminated. So then I can exploit and probably come down and cut off the supply, and that would give me another point. So the Allies will win this easily. I think we can call it here. And I did at least catch the mistake here. So again, why I did that is they would have all been times 1.5 due to the anti-armor effects of the German recon unit, the 37th Battalion. Even with the math the way it is, it would have boosted the attack to the last column, and I rolled an 8, so it would have been a defender lose 2. So that would have been actually wiped out. So during the exploit phase, you move half your MA. No, you never round fractional movement allowances, so 2.5. And we'll spread him out. We're not moving as a whole stack. Oh, do I have to supply that? I bet I do, don't I? I'm just going to move these while I got it in my head. Now, we're not going to make that attack. That's across the river, but we've done enough to cut off the trace supply. They're completely hemmed in. So I would get a point for that. Let me check the supply on this exploitation move. Yeah, they're already fueled because remember we did that formation fuel. That lasts through into our cleanup phase. Very convenient, that formation fuel. I'm loving that. All right, so I'm going to call it there. They are completely cut off there. I don't need anything else to even do that. So we'd get, as they say, it's 1 VP for each of the following. So 1 for that being cut off. Then we got a quarter VP for 3 destroyed units. So 1 3/4. If I wanted to right now, I could fight again. I could just take this unit and probably blast these guys here in the open. It would be 3T again. So 1, I have plenty because I got 4 there. So just talking this out. Yeah, all these would be times equal anti-tank effects. Yeah. I believe that would be 1.5, 1.5. So again, we're probably off the charts again. And that would be pretty much a destruction of that unit with a 7. Yeah, defender will lose 2. I think either way, the defender is always going to lose at least 1 when you're on the 13-1 column in the open. So I think that's it. And what a turn it was. The Allies are really powerful in this scenario. Of course, there's 1,000 ways to do this over again. So I am not the best player at this game. This is horrible the way I did the Germans, probably. I don't know what I'm doing. I want to do an Eastern Front game, a full game. That's a little bit, I want to do a small scenario full game that's a little bit open and not, as stacked. I just had to figure out, do I want early East Front Germans or enemy at the gates, maybe? The Kier River battles scenario in that one, I think. All right, but thanks for following along. I'll put a poll up, and I'll take a little bit of a break here this week. Let me know what you think about continuing OCS stuff. If I learn another system, I probably won't be back live for at least 2 weeks because I have to learn it. So that is a wrap. And what a devastation. I knew when I was setting up the Allies that it was going to be bad, but not that bad because I haven't done this in a while. So, all right. Thanks for watching.